Great to meet you. And thanks for the old guard.
Thank you.
I say thanks because I'm not really into action films, but I feel like this is more than just an action film. The characters have such depth and you either love them or hate them. And Harry, I'm really sorry to say, you fall into the latter. Well, not you personally, but your character falls into the latter. But you said when you first read the script, you thought, oh my God, this could be so much fun. Why?
Just the character. It's always fun to play someone who's quite eccentric, who goes to extremes, albeit he starts off at quite a sort of, I would like to say it starts off as a noble quest, but it turns into something very different very quickly. So I guess that's what I mean by fun. There's a lot there. There's a lot of complexities to be got at. So yeah.
Well, talking about complexities, Chiwetel, I think your character, I mean, all the characters have so many different sides, but yours is a very complex character and he really believes he's doing what's best. And he says to the group, you know, humanity needs you to share your gifts. What do you think of his intentions?
Yeah, I think, I think that his intentions are, they have some purity to them, they seem very clear. But they also are driven by these kind of murkier dynamics. There is something, he's obviously very angry with the world, angry with what's happened in his life. And that has motivated him to get the results that he wants, to change things in the way that he wants. And that anger is then associated with this kind of justification that the end justifies the means. And therefore you have to push to whatever, past your own ethical, moral, barriers and push through those in order to sort of get the end result. And I think whenever characters or people do that, they then have to ask themselves at some point some very serious questions, which he does. I mean, partly he does, partly he's forced to as well. But that is the nature of the story, and it did feel very real to me, and it felt very grounded and rooted and part of the conversations that we do have in our contemporary life, especially our political life.
Yeah, and there were a lot of different conversations going on. One quite frivolous, but we all think it would be so cool to live forever. And then you see these a group of mercenaries who have that choice. If you were given the chance to live forever, would you? Why or why not?
Well, I think before the film, I think it'd be quite a nice idea to live forever. But after the film, I'm not so sure. I think one of the things that they do so well is they really explore the idea of the burden of being immortal in such a unique way. It's not all great. It comes with a lot of cost, and it comes with a lot of seeing so much must completely weigh you down. And I think the film does that in a really interesting new way.
Yeah. There's been, you both have quite a few upcoming productions going on, but like everyone else, you've had to press pause due to the pandemic. Now, the pandemic has been devastating, but if we look at the positives, the fact that we've all been able to press pause and reevaluate the way things are going to be. Chiwetel, when this industry gets back and reopens again, what changes do you hope will come about?
Well, I mean, I think they're so numerous, I think that that it's hard to know, really, to be honest. I think that we've all had these kind of personal journeys through this time. And one of the strange things is that sometimes, in the industry of making films, of making television, so, and you're trying to explain a specific thing. You're trying to talk or illuminate on an area of life that maybe an audience doesn't have any contact with. What's weird about this, of course, is that everybody went through more or less the same experience, with some distinctions, but they had the same base point. So there's nothing that the industry can really add to that conversation. Everybody already knows what it feels like to be in lockdown, And so it's all of those I suppose it's the personal changes that you want to make in your life that are the things that you try to hang on to when everything gets kind of crazy and busy and difficult and stressful and you're underneath everything all over again. Like what can you hold of that period where you actually did have, if you were lucky to have more contact with those that you love and more availability for those that you care about. You know, those are the things that that I think will really kind of, if there are the positives to take away, it's that capacity to be available, I think.
Well, you know what? The fact that we can all maybe make these small positive changes can lead to bigger changes. Guys, it was so lovely to chat to you both. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.